How are we doing, folks? Welcome to Year-Round Tree, the Christmas All Year cast. I am your host, Nikki P, here with my lovely wife and co-host, Lizzie.
Hi there.
How are you doing today, Lizzie?
I'm feeling extra perky because I got some caffeine going on here.
You got some caffeine?
Yeah, I'm drinking a thing called the Elfinator. It's got Kahlua. Wait, no, whiskey. Some whiskey, and there is coffee in here. It's espresso. That's where that coffee flavor.
I was gonna say there's a lot of espresso in there.
Yeah, and also cocoa because it's a mocha.
I mean, that's a different way than I went because I've just got a leftover Mickey D's eggnog milkshake I've been keeping in the fridge for just a rainy day, so to speak.
Wow, that was good thinking on your part. I'll give you props for that.
Well, this is episode number 9 of Year-Round Tree, and we're here to talk about season 4, episode 8 of Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation.
Very nice.
You showed up to game and you did something special for me. I see. I like this sweater you got on. I'm curious where you found it. It's got 3 kind of deranged modeled kitties in stockings. The fur is really pretty crazy. I'm pretty impressed by it. Like they've all got the crazy eyes and.
I like the critters. I like the critter sweaters.
I know, but it's the derangement of it.
Yeah. Well, you actually went very, very charming. As long as you're only looking at one side, you're wearing the sweater he's got on, guys. It's got baubles spelling out Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and what's that on the back? Yule on the back of the sweater. So I guess depending on which way you're looking at you're ready for all the festivities.
I guess. Why is the one on the back?
I don't know. Maybe they felt like I don't even know how do you make baubles into words? Is that like a 3D printing thing?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
If I wasn't wearing it, I wouldn't know what you were talking about because I don't know what a bauble is.
I see.
But I now know what a bauble is because I'm wearing the sweater. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about this one. This one was amazing because I love Phineas and Ferb.
Me too. I love this show. It's just the whole idea. The characters are awesome.
The music. What's also I think is more important is like how jam-packed with stuff every episode of Phineas and Ferb is.
And this is no exception. In fact, they might have crammed a little bit extra in here.
Like we've had feature-length films that I didn't have as many notes on.
I know,
so
right?
This is going to actually be kind of tough to get all this in.
There's so much going on here.
So, whew. The thing starts off with killer music because all their shows have killer music. I love the beds as toboggans down the giant ramp. Like, I would have loved to have done that as a kid. It just seems like so much fun.
It seems pretty insane, but they were wearing helmets.
They did wear helmets, so good parenting. They internalized that.
Good on that. It is funny to me that they actually went with something very similar to the actual theme song for this one. So there's another Christmas special, and they do something different theme-wise. Well,
but it's also funny is that like they redid the entire theme song and theme sequence for this episode.
They did.
They don't always do that.
No,
it's a lot more animation.
Yeah, imagine that took some work.
So they set this up with Mom and Dad waiting for Grandma and Grandpa at the airport.
Which, that's, those would be Dad's parents from the UK, one would imagine. Malcolm McDowell, mind you.
Yes.
Is his dad, which is pretty cool. But they're not there yet.
Yes, they're not there yet. They're waiting there. And the whole time that they're there, Mom's like getting yelled at by Candace.
As she usually is, because Candace is so neurotic.
And then Mom throws the boys under the bus, like, oh, hey, I wonder what the boys are doing. You should go
Yeah.
check on them.
Well, you figure Candace is out, they're all off school, so, she's got nothing better to do.
And what's she freaking out about?
than freak out about something. And she's, besides the boys.
First world problems here.
Yeah.
He got me the perfect gift.
Her high school boyfriend got her the perfect gift, and she's going to feel like a jerk if she doesn't get him something equally awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she goes, finds the boys in their bed still. One of those great redirects that they do.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, well, we wrote our letters to Santa. That was on the list for the day. She's, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah, her
kids.
involuntary reaction is just running gag every time someone mentions letters to Santa, including when she's suggesting it.
Yeah.
she
She forgets and
laughing.
just laughs. And she's like, are you 3? And then she's like, oh, wait, I can totally use this.
Yeah.
That's how I'll get Jeremy to tell me what he wants for Christmas. All right. Now, I think my favorite part in that whole sequence is when they start doing the religious iconography of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
It starts out with they're doing Santa as like the
Oh, yeah,
Loch
yeah.
Ness monster,
Right,
and then
right.
Santa as the Shroud of Turin. And,
Yeah, it's impressive.
yeah.
It's very silly.
So the whole thing is that she's gonna try and trick Jeremy into writing a letter to Santa, so he finds out what to get her.
Right.
Now, the next thing, I don't even know what the joke here really is, but it was still funny. Phineas gets a map from Ferb asking, oh, so you know what we're going to do today? He's like, oh, no. Oh, it's disgusting. No, we're not going to do that. And then whatever it was
You could
is
turn it
completely undone by flipping it upside down.
right. What the heck did he think that was?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What can be undone by flipping it upside down like that? So, anyways, the next thing you know, they're doing like the Perry the Platypus like is going to see his boss,
Right.
Major Monogram, and all of a sudden like he sees Frosty rise up,
Right.
and he's like, "Follow me," and then gets hit by.
Well, it happens off screen, so we don't know necessarily, but yeah, it is a little. There's just something kind of rolls back into frame, and yeah.
So Perry goes and he goes to the company Christmas party for it's Alka, right?
Alka, yeah.
And he gets a Sal Tuscany CD.
Yes.
And oh, of course you got it for him from the Secret Santa, and they're trying to blame it on the
Carl.
Carl the intern.
Yes.
We find out later it's not Carl that got it to him. So Carl, when he's saying it's not for me,
Right. He's not actually
lying.
covering. He's just
Yeah.
So
Next thing you know, we get, I can't even remember how it comes about, but you get Candace doing a what you doing, calling Jeremy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what's her name?
Isabella,
Isabella.
she feels the quickening in the force.
Yeah.
It's just pretty funny. No, Candace called because she's being neurotic and annoying and trying to talk Jeremy into getting up at 7 a.m. on his, week off and writing a letter to Santa.
That's terrible.
She's just, she's really, really thinking there.
So then we get the first official song.
Yes.
What does he want?
Which is another doo-wop number. I noticed they do a lot of doo-wop numbers.
This doo-wop
for
is
kids.
fucking awesome.
Oh, it is awesome. I love them. And I guess it is kind of like
I think they're dealing with
boppery.
I think they're dealing with the fact that Ashley Tisdale can't sing.
Well, she's managed to do what she's done, and it works for the character, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I might know that I'm going to go into detail on this.
Okay.
I want Santa's rest stop.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's basically got a spa and a gym, and a reindeer feeding station and giant, vats of milk and cookies. Like, what more could you really want?
Literally nothing. That's life if I could have it.
Which, of course, they managed to build on top of the roof of their house.
But this is only part 1 of what they want to do for Santa.
As the rules of
part
physics
2 is turning the entire city of Danville into a giant thank you card.
Yeah. Which is a pretty nice idea.
Okay. So now we finally get to they've sent Perry to go see Dr. Doofenshmirtz and stop whatever he's planning, which they didn't know was anything. When you get there, he's trapped in an obvious trap, and he's wrapped in Christmas lights. And then you get the joke: a partridge on a Perry.
Yes, because silly.
Yes, beyond silly, Liz.
And then you have another song. And this one is Doofenshmirtz, and you want to talk about not the world's greatest vocalist, but it works for the character. There's I Really Don't Hate Christmas.
Well, that's the second song. But the whole thing is based around he's sitting here with this thing called a Naughty-nator, which makes all nice kids naughty on Santa's list.
Yes.
And he's going to do it to the entire city of Danville.
Yes.
And all because he has no... And he can't turn it on because he has no Christmas backstory.
Right.
And that's why he's like... The whole thing is about how he has an intense, burning indifference.
Yes. So silly. Just don't care.
The idea of it's amazing.
Yeah. It's
all
impressive.
right. So the next thing you know, we get a third song pretty quick in here, and it's Christmas Feeling.
Yeah.
Which is by the character that would play Vanessa.
Right.
Who's not in the episode at all.
No.
But is also the voice of Marceline.
Yes, and I mean she's sounds great.
Time.
So it's
yeah,
one
she's
of
awesome.
the more enjoyable songs.
So they do their Christmas thing, lots of lights and wrapping paper.
I know. I love Ferb light swinging. It's like he's web slinging if you're a Spider-Man person, but it's with Christmas lights. It's fun.
My big thing is, how does anybody get into any of those buildings?
Well, yeah, I did have that thought too. I'm like, wait, you just wrapped everything.
And no one's gonna see
paper.
anything in the house, like inside, because there's no light. Because
Is
they
it
wrapped over everything.
Just that the city's shut down for the holiday, and so you could do that, or
I don't know.
it seems dangerous.
So in walks probably my favorite thing ever. This is what pushes Doofenshmirtz to pull the trigger, and it's the carolers.
Oh God.
The figgy pudding terrorists, as I'm going to call them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all know the words to "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," and they do say we won't go until we get some figgy pudding, but these guys actually mean it.
Yeah, they're like walking into his building and then just kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So then he gets pissed off because, like, how dare you come in and demand figgy pudding from me?
All right. And so, this is probably like one of my favorite catchphrases ever. I want someone to make a horror movie centered around this.
Okay.
Feliz Navi dead to me.
It's pretty funny.
It is.
It's really so.
So he flips a switch. The entire city of Danville is naughty.
Yes, and apparently Sand has satellites that pick this up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is where they introduce the elves.
Yes.
That are going to be helping the boys.
The way they approach elves is really interesting to me because they are obviously not human. They're tiny little, like, humanoid-looking creatures, and these elves, you know, they don't use technology. They're just magic, you know.
Yeah.
We just make stuff because we're magic. We're elves.
But they introduced 3 of them, and one of them is like just there to be a butt of a joke.
Yeah.
I have him labeled as the in fact elf guy who keeps doing it. In fact.
Yeah.
In fact. Just being annoying.
He's there to give
and
us
then eventually, like
plot points.
Eventually, they keep zooming in on him, and eventually they pan back out real fast to find out that everyone is gone. And he's just like, well, fuck that seminar. Just go and talk to the first person you see.
It's so funny.
Yeah. All right. So now we flip back to Phineas and Ferb and their little storyline, and the first thing I think is, ooh, look at those ominous clouds, followed by, wow, look at this dark and ominous sky.
It's almost like some
foreshadowing something awful that's going to happen.
Yeah, and lo and behold.
Which is now where they introduce Buford's grand gesture theory.
Yeah. So silly.
Where no matter how bad you are during the year, you can do one big grand gesture at Christmas and still win.
It's just an awful way to go about Christmas, you know, and you're thinking this as you're watching.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we're back at Doof, and they're singing the song, and they're about to switch up and do another song, I think. And this one dude suggests, "But it's Christmas, Becky."
Like, okay, 1, what the heck's the deal there? 2, that's an actual song, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing you know, someone suggests that perhaps it's Phineas's fault that Santa's not coming now, and that him trying to do this big grand gesture has actually made Santa not want to come. All right. So we get through this whole thing.
Yeah.
To the song "Where Did We Go Wrong?"
Yeah. Oh, and it's so sad.
It is a sad song. Well, next thing you know, he's formulating his next thing he's gonna do,
Right.
which starts with putting a giant coat hanger at the top of the radio tower
As
to broadcast.
you do.
Yeah, he's got to increase the broadcast power.
So they can do their sort of Band-Aid spoof, which is Danville is nice.
Danville is very nice.
Yes.
Which does prompt those elves that we just met to come down and see what all the hubbub is about.
Right.
This is that town that everybody was naughty all at once. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Now, while this is going on, we're back to Doof. And all of a sudden, he just walks out of his kitchen like, I feel really weird. This is, apparently I've had a giant can of figgy pudding. I mean, industrial size. I have no need for something
In
this
a
large.
can. What?
What is figgy pudding, Liz?
Okay, it is basically a cake that is steamed in a mold. Usually, traditionally, it's around a mold.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I think more similar to a fruitcake in composition generally.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what figgy pudding is. I guess you could put that in a can. It's not that far out there. It's just a giant can. It just looks so awkward.
It is. Yeah. And then they leave.
Yeah.
And then
that's
why do I hate Christmas again?
Right.
So, next thing you know, the machine blows up because after Major Monogram says, "Take the Sal Tuscany CD, don't play it, whatever you do." And it turns out that somebody sent the Sal Tuscany CD, and it blows up the Naughtinator, and things start going back to normal.
Right.
Which is where we see, oh, how did I not notice that obviously Sal Tuscany is Santa Claus.
Which that picture
with
changes,
an extra Y.
To be fair. You look at the picture on the cover. You can freeze frame that jazz, but...
Yeah, I know, I remember. but the key is, so it's Santa Claus with an extra Y.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you get that?
Silly.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
All right. You know, eventually everything starts turning around, and they're like, oh, well, I guess we're good. Then he's like, oh, well, no, it's too late. Santa's already left. He's not coming to Danville.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So they build a sleigh, and they're going to start slinging toys in Danville themselves with these two elves to try and make everything good.
Yes.
All right. But wait. They can't see anywhere because there's no lights on.
Because everybody thought Christmas was canceled.
Yeah. So Buford does his one big act, his grand gesture,
and tells everyone that Christmas really is coming.
Starts ringing a bell, running through town.
Let's turn those lights back on and get the Christmas spirit going again. And then it just so happens that they're about to, they get to his house and they're about to not mark him naughty.
The guy manually turns him to nice.
Right, because it actually does work, apparently, his theory.
Which is where we find out that Buford's Christmas wish was he just wanted to be thought of as nice by his friends.
Which gets me every freaking time.
Every one of these gifts gets me. The show is incredibly well structured. So
every freaking time I'm just like, oh.
And I'm assuming this next song is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
That would make sense.
It sounds like them.
Very big band, and it is a solid big band song.
Christmas has started now.
Yes, and they go through the whole thing of like magically making presents and getting them
Is this the
wrapped.
fifth song in the show so far?
There are quite a few.
There's a lot of them.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So this probably is about the fifth.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, we've all delivered, but one present that needs to go out, and it's stuck. So Baljeet offers to do it when he finds out that it's the cute girl from Math Club.
Yes, because Baljeet's Christmas wish is to get a kiss from a girl under the mistletoe, which is slightly creepy, if you're gonna think of it.
Yeah, but we're not. We're just thinking about I fucking love Baljeet. Baljeet is easily my favorite character. He is an
absolute wonderful character, and to be fair, she totally kisses him first. Like we're all okay with consent here, I think.
But then he gives her a better kiss.
This is true. she's all like, "Whoa, mister." But no, that moment right before that, I had like the thought, like, did Netflix rip off this sequence? Because it is that thing where like Christmas is starting in like 10 seconds. You have to fly down from the sleigh into the chimney. Get that present there right now.
Yeah, no, Netflix absolutely ripped off every part of this episode to make that movie. Just so we're clear.
Okay.
Like, I don't. If you really pay attention, there's nothing in this that wasn't from that.
Fair enough.
Okay, so now finally, Doofenshmirtz gets like wrapped up in the Christmas lights, and there's the partridge on his nose. And now I hate Christmas. And then he gets his Christmas wish, which was I hate Christmas, and he's so happy. I don't understand how he's so happy to have a reason to hate Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense, but okay.
I mean, it makes about as much sense as a. What is it? It makes as much sense as the burning.
Oh, the burning ambivalence?
Intense burning indifference.
Yeah.
Okay. So everything ends, and they get back to Santa's rest stop on their house. Because they see steam coming out of the top of the building. And what is it? Lo and behold, there's a sleigh with a reindeer up front.
Yeah.
And Santa's like, bitch, please. I was coming here the whole time.
Right.
I literally set this whole thing up to get everything in motion for you guys.
Yep.
Okay. So, while they're talking to Santa, we get kind of like a gift of the Magi-ish thing. Well,
Yeah, we do.
I sold my thing. I sold my thing
Yeah.
with Candace and Jeremy.
Yes, he wanted a better guitar. She wanted the earrings instead of her necklace, so they each sold said items to get the other item for each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and this is where we find out that Santa, or this Phineas, his wish was to be Santa. And be like Santa.
Yeah, he got his Christmas wish, and he just wanted to.
For the record, folks, Liz is crying right now. Just
I
thinking
know,
about
it
this again.
gets me every time, you guys.
Okay, and so Santa's like, well, hey, what are you doing with this building in your house? And like, nothing. He's like, well, can I take it? Like, yeah, of course you can take it, Santa. We built it for you.
Right, he just slaps it on the back of the sleigh, no problem.
Yeah, so Santa walks off with an entire rest stop. Like, just flies off of the sky with it.
No concern for the laws of physics.
And he's like, cool, I'll use it for a clubhouse. And Buford's like, I knew it was a clubhouse the whole time.
The whole time.
Because the running gag was them talking about, oh, it's not a clubhouse. It's,
Right, right.
All right. And then we end with one last final song, which is Thank You, Santa Claus.
Yeah, which is really nice. And they do the little Peanuts dance, like, bit. This show is about visual jokes, and they do the whole Peanuts dance scene with all the little characters. It's so cute.
We got through it all.
Yay!
And not the world's longest episode, but
I think it's totally worth it.
it was just so good. I love the show.
The show. We're gonna have to do the other one at some point, but yeah,
We will.
it's
We'll get
totally fun.
So, all right, folks. It is almost the end of January for us, and who knows when you're listening to this. But, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.